Imagine waking up one day and realizing something you never thought about before might actually be happening to you. You look in the mirror, you think back to how things used to be, and a quiet little thought creeps in. Is it possible that I'm actually shrinking down there? Most men won't say this question out loud, but deep down, a lot of them wonder. And here's the truth. Yes, it can happen. The penis can lose some of its size over time. But before you panic, let me tell you something even more important. This isn't fate, this isn't destiny, and it's not a punishment you can't escape. In fact, the majority of the factors that drive this change are completely within your control. That's right. You can take action to protect yourself, to preserve your confidence, and to make sure the years ahead are full of vitality instead of decline. The trick is not in miracle pills, not in bizarre devices, and definitely not in gimmicks. It's in understanding the very real science behind what's happening in your body and using that knowledge to fight back. Now, if you're anything like most men, you've probably never had a doctor sit you down and explain this clearly. You've heard whispers, jokes, maybe even rumors, but the facts? They're usually missing. So in this video, we're going to break open the truth. We're going to explore exactly why shrinkage can happen, what's going on inside your body when it does, and most importantly, how to stop it. Because once you understand what's really happening, you'll see that your future is in your hands. Let's start with the most natural factor of all, the passage of time. Aging. We all know our bodies change as we get older. Skin wrinkles, hair turns gray, joints get stiffer. But something most men don't realize is that the circulatory system, the network of blood vessels delivering life to every corner of the body, also changes. When you're young, think of your arteries like freshly paved highways. They're wide open, smooth, and efficient. Blood travels quickly, easily, and powerfully to wherever it needs to go. That includes the penis. Erections in youth often feel effortless, because the highways are clear and traffic is smooth. But as the years pass, tiny buildups begin forming on the walls of those arteries. These deposits, made up of fat and cholesterol, slowly narrow the pathways. This process, called atherosclerosis, is like adding potholes and traffic jams to what was once a clear road. The penis depends on a surge of blood flow to fill the erectile tissues called the corpora cavernosa, those sponge-like chambers that expand and harden when engorged. When blood can't rush in with the same force, those tissues stop filling completely. Erections become less full, less frequent, and over time, the tissues lose elasticity. That gradual loss of stretch and firmness can translate into a real reduction in size, especially in the erect state. Now, let's talk about something that has an immediate visual effect: weight gain. Here's the interesting thing: the penis itself doesn't physically shrink when you gain weight. Instead, what happens is that fat begins to build up in the pubic region, right at the base of the shaft. Imagine placing a pillow at the foot of your bed. The bed hasn't gotten shorter, but less of it is visible because the pillow covers part of it. That's exactly what excess fat around the pubic area does to your penis. For many men, gaining 30, 40, or 50 pounds can visually swallow an inch or more of length. That's why some guys suddenly feel like they've lost size when in reality, it's hidden beneath the fat pad. The good news is, this is one of the most reversible causes. Lose the fat, and you reveal the length that's been there all along. It's almost like unlocking hidden potential that's been buried. But weight isn't the only lifestyle factor that makes a difference. Two of the most destructive habits you can have, smoking and heavy drinking, directly attack your sexual health. Smoking, in particular, is brutal. Every cigarette introduces thousands of chemicals into your bloodstream. These toxins damage the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels, making them stiff and less able to expand. They accelerate the atherosclerosis process, turning minor buildups into major blockages. Think of it like pouring glue into your car engine. Eventually, things stop running smoothly. Erections become harder to achieve and maintain, and the tissues themselves begin to weaken. Over years, this contributes to both erectile dysfunction and loss of size. Alcohol, while socially accepted and often seen as harmless in moderation, brings its own set of problems when abused. Regular heavy drinking lowers testosterone, the hormone responsible for sex drive, energy, and muscle tone. It also interferes with the nervous system signals that trigger erections. Imagine trying to turn on a light, but the wire's are frayed. Sometimes the signal gets through, sometimes it doesn't. Over time, low testosterone and impaired signaling can lead to fewer erections, weaker erections, and less oxygen-rich blood nourishing the tissues. And as we'll soon see, when the penis isn't used regularly, it doesn't stay the same. That brings us to one of the most overlooked but powerful truths about the male body, the use it or lose it principle. Your body is efficient. If something isn't being used, it assumes it's not important. Muscles shrink when you don't work out. Flexibility decreases if you don't stretch. And the penis is no exception. Erections, even the ones you get during sleep, aren't just random. They're your body's way of exercising the tissues. Each erection delivers oxygen-rich blood, stretches the chambers, and keeps them elastic. When erections become infrequent, whether because of stress, relationship issues, or health problems, that workout is lost. The tissues stiffen, elasticity fades, and size can decrease slightly. It's like not inflating a balloon for months. When you finally try, it doesn't expand as easily as it once did. Of course, there are medical conditions that can cause more direct changes. One example is Peyronie's disease, where scar tissue develops inside the penis. This scar tissue doesn't stretch like healthy tissue, and that can lead not only to curvature but also to a loss of length. Another situation occurs after surgery for prostate cancer. While often life-saving, the procedures involved can sometimes shorten the penis due to effects on surrounding structures and nerves. Now, I know all of this might sound overwhelming. Aging, weight gain, smoking, alcohol, lack of use, medical conditions, it's a lot to take in. But here's where things shift. Because knowing the causes means knowing the solutions. And the solutions are not only effective, they're within your reach starting today. Even better, they're the exact same strategies that protect you from heart disease, diabetes, and other major health issues. That means by protecting your sexual health, you're protecting your life.
Now, let's get into the long-term foundations you can rely on. The first is weight management. Losing excess pounds, especially around the abdomen, is like removing that pillow from the bed. The hidden inches come back, your confidence returns, and your overall health improves. Plus, reducing fat lowers your risk of diabetes and heart disease, two of the biggest threats to erectile function. Imagine the double win: you look better, you feel better, and your sex life benefits. The second key is cardiovascular health. Keeping your arteries clear is essential, because blood flow is everything when it comes to erections. Exercise that raises your heart rate, like brisk walking, jogging, or swimming, works like maintenance for your circulatory system. It keeps the highways clean, the blood moving, and the tissues supplied with what they need. A healthy heart equals a healthy penis, plain and simple.
If you smoke, quitting is one of the best gifts you can give yourself. It's not easy, but the benefits start almost immediately. Within weeks, circulation improves. Within months, your risk of vascular disease decreases. And over time, many men notice firmer, more consistent erections. That's your body thanking you for removing the toxins. Your diet matters too. Foods rich in antioxidants, berries, leafy greens, nuts, help protect your blood vessels from damage. Omega-3s from salmon or walnuts make blood vessels more flexible. On the other hand, processed foods, sugary drinks, and trans fats clog and stiffen your arteries. Every meal is either helping or hurting your sexual health. And don't forget the principle of use it or lose it. Staying sexually active, whether with a partner or through self-pleasure, keeps the tissues strong. Erections are literally exercise, and consistency matters. It's not about frequency numbers or performance pressure. It's simply about keeping the system active and oxygenated. Managing chronic conditions like high blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetes is also crucial. Left unchecked, they ravage the circulatory system. Controlled, they allow you to maintain blood flow and tissue health. Work with your doctor, take your meds if prescribed, and remember that every step you take to manage these conditions is also a step toward protecting your size and function. Finally, don't underestimate the power of stress. Chronic stress bathes your body in hormones that constrict blood vessels and dampen desire. It's like living in permanent fight or flight mode, and your sexual health suffers as a result. Finding ways to relax, whether through meditation, exercise, hobbies, or time in nature, literally reopens your body's pathways, allowing blood to flow and desire to return. When you put all of this together, the picture becomes clear. Shrinkage is real, but it's not a mystery and it's not unstoppable. It's tied to the same factors that shape your overall health. And the most empowering part? The choices you make today can change the outcome tomorrow. Imagine not only preserving your size, but also protecting your heart, your energy, your confidence, and your future. That's the true power of this knowledge. So the next time that quiet little thought creeps in, the one that wonders if it's all downhill from here, remember this: you have far more control than you realize. Your body is resilient, your tissues respond to care. Your future can look strong, healthy, and confident. All it takes is the decision to take action now. If you found this helpful, make sure you like and subscribe for more men's health content, and don't forget to check the pinned comment if you're curious about that special presentation I mentioned earlier. Thanks for watching, and here's to a future where you stay strong in every sense of the word.